Wowee. So the last Manic Monday of Wimbledon ever. Well, at least for now anyway. And we witnessed some unbelievable tennis. Obviously, it was a round of 16 for the men's and the women's today. So a lot of matches to get through. Some incredible scenes, genuinely. And let's just be honest. I mean, has anyone seen a dominant serving display by anyone in the draw that can trouble Novak Djokovic? Let's be honest. Let's be honest, I don't think so. We'll go through it and I'll touch upon why I think it's going to be extremely tough to see anyone supersede Djokovic at this tournament unless he somehow burns himself out after having a very big Roland Garros. But at the halfway stage, he is looking like a heavy favourite. And I mean, he came into this tournament a big favourite anyway, but his serve, his just overall game is extremely solid right now. Very, very little errors, and everyone else just doesn't seem to be able to find rhythm on their serve. And the first serve percentages are pretty low. People getting broken left, right, and center. It's just, yeah, it's interesting. We'll get into it. So, first of all, then let's start off with the men's, as I've got it up. I will start off with her catch versus Medvedev. So, talking of serving, Medvedev's serve was just struggling. And in fact, we've got here 60%. And you might say, like, oh, well, that's not too bad. And that second set, which he lost, his first set percentage was 40 something percent. He managed to get up, to, obviously, as you can see, to 60%. 84% win on first serve and 71% on second serve. So that actually looks pretty good. But it hasn't been consistent throughout the whole tournament. And the catch, as you can see, also had pretty similar figures as well. The only issue one of the biggest issues that Medvedev will have is that he will have to be playing tomorrow. Now, that's not ideal because even if he does go on to win in 4 sets, he is really, really up against it in terms of fit. He's already played some very long matches. How would he feel in the quarterfinals? Let's see, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Then we go on to Federer Sonego. Roger. Serving at 5-4, couldn't seal it. And that was a slight worry to me in that first set. He got broken to love. I got broken back even to love, 5-all, and then he was pushing Sonego at 5-all, and Sonego was like, nope, don't want it, and I kept on saving break points. And then eventually they had to go off for rain and come back on with Sonego advantage down on his serve, trying to save a break point. He lost that point, and then you're just thinking, okay, this is Roger's day. The one thing I would say about Roger today, to be fair, was the returning. I thought was really impressive. Genuinely, I thought the depth on the returning was fantastic. He got into his groove with the forehand, the drive volleys as well, coming to the net for the most part was really effective, and I was just extremely impressed. And you can see here, first set percentage of 60%, so not extremely dominant, but good win percentages behind the first and second serve as well, I guess. It was interesting. It was an interesting match. I think one that he grew into, probably similar to that Cam Norrie one, and similar to most of his matches really at Wimbledon recently. So that was good to see him really get to grips and show the class that he has. Oh mate, this to me was we saw a couple of we ended up seeing 1, 2, 3, 5-setters in the men's. This was an interesting one. You know what? Before we even go into this, look at the stats here. So, Alexander Zverev nearly won a match, hitting 20 double faults, 20-0. What the heck? Genuinely, what the heck? 20 double faults, only 9 aces. Oh my gosh. Absolutely crazy. Like, break points 6 out of 12, 5 out of 13, people getting broken left, right, and center. Just madness. So he lost eventually 6-4, 7-6, 3-6, 3-6, 6-4. Auger Lesian's probably thinking, what the heck? Can I just win this in 3, please? Because he's had to come like he was 2 sets to love up, and then Zverev came back. He came back strong. Felix just FAA just fell away to the wayside a little bit. 2 sets. So in my opinion, Alexander Zverev, when he's firing and he doesn't get the yips on his serve, he beats Felix just because I think he's got too much firepower. But with his serve not firing properly, like you're gonna lose against any top 20 player who's in decent form, and Felix is. He's played very well on the grass recently. His game suits the grass. He's got good forehand, good serve, pretty good at the net as well. So yeah, it was good. The only thing I would say, and obviously we thought there would be some scratchy points, is that Felix, which is something that actually Zverev has had, I guess, as a criticism in the past, is not going through your ground strokes properly. So not really committing to your ground strokes and actually hitting through the ball and with purpose, rather than just hitting it as, okay, I'm just going to hit this to get it in, and then I'll just hope that the opponent makes a mistake. So not playing proactive tennis. Now, Felix doesn't normally strike me as someone who's like that, who struggles to be proactive, but he seemed to be that way for some periods, especially in that third and fourth set, which are the sets he lost, coincidentally, but also in that first and second set. I mean, he was 4-2 down in both those sets, and Zverev's serve just completely deserted him, and he managed to win those 2, but it could have been a different story. Zverev could have won this in straight sets if he had managed to just sort out serve. Genuinely, he was a breakup in both of the first 2 sets, and the third one he won. So it could have been a very different story had Zverev just not double faulted 20 times. But look, it is what it is. Felix, good to see him get through. He will have to play better than this if he wants to get past the quarters, the semis, etc. Like so. But it's a very good win over someone who I saw live in Zverev, who was unbelievable to us in the first round of his. As in, when I say unbelievable, like his serve and the way that he plays is very, very solid. But I didn't see him serve 20 double faults. I saw him serve maybe 2 in a whole match. So I think that is something that he needs to sort out. It's probably frustrating because I know he works on it a lot and will work on it a lot because it's something that obviously he needs to work on. But it's a shame that it came at this time in an important match as well, because I feel like when he's firing, he's a threat to anyone. And unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. When your serve's not firing like that and you're serving lots of doubles, it does affect the rest of your game. You get less free points, etc. as well. And it grinds on you. So not great to see, but good to see Felix get through, and let's see what he can do. Djokovic versus Garbine, 6-2, 6-4, 6-2. Very, very professional performance from Novak. And as I said, he just looks dominant. I just can't see anyone else challenging him. Let's see, but it's going to be a tough test for everyone, I think. A tough ask, even. Shapovalov versus Bautista Agut, RBA. I mean, I thought this was going to be a lot closer than it was. Shapovalov just blew him away. 6-1, 6-3, 7-5. Just too big, too strong. Very powerful game. And it was interesting to see. And actually, before we go on to the stats, I wanted to have a look at this. 9 aces for Novak. First serve percentage, not incredible, but look, it's 92% win percentage behind the first serve. Says a lot, man. It genuinely says a lot about his game. For Shapovalov as well, he's a big serve 16, but 8 double faults. Needs to cut that out. Doesn't want to be another Zverev. That sounds harsh, but needs to cut that out. So it's interesting. Anyway, and then you got Fucsovics and Rublev. So Rublev obviously beating Fucsovics all 4 times they've met in 2021 so far this year. This was the 5th meeting between the two, and Fucsovics I think was probably sick of Rublev's face before this meeting, thinking, why do you keep on beating me? And I think he actually said that the second time they met, saying, we got to stop doing this. We got to stop meeting in finals because you just keep on beating me. This time it was different. He actually won the first set of Fucsovics, but Rublev managed to come back strong, winning the second and third set, as you can see. But the fourth set's bizarre. Fucsovics, he bagels Rublev, which is just carnage, to level up basically at 2 sets all. and then beats Rublev in the fifth set. So a very interesting turn of events, and you can see here, and this is very interesting again. Marton Fucsovic struggling with the double faults here as well, 10. So his ground game, I think, was extremely good from what I remember seeing of the match, because Rublev didn't look at that serve. It's not bad, but 90% behind the win, behind the first serve. It's crazy. So really interesting stuff. But what can he do? I mean, I'm a bit disappointed because, if I'm being honest with you, Rublev, when he's firing, he's a danger, and I think he would be more dangerous to Djokovic than Fucsovic. I'm just being honest in terms of styles and matchups. I just think Rublev is a lot more dangerous for someone like Djokovic and Fucsovic. I'd still back Djokovic, of course, but I think Rublev would give a more exciting game, and a game where we watch and say, "Oh, well, hold on, Rublev might be able to do something here." But Fucsovic obviously had other ideas, and good for him. And let's see what he can do against Novak, because that's going to be a damn hard game for him. And I have a lot of doubts that he's going to be able to take even a set off him. Then we've got, let's go with this first before catching off quarter, Berretini Ivashka. Now, Berretini, to be fair, is someone who is, I mean, look, his serve is firing, to be fair. Although probably not at the peak of his powers today, but he's been in very good form, confident on the grass, obviously winning in Queens as well, and he just continues to grow in confidence. So interesting to see now when we get to the quarters how well he can do. What's he going to do now in the quarters? Who's he facing? We'll find out after we've gone through the women's. We'll go through the potential quarterfinals as well. You're probably wondering why I'm using this mic as well, because it's late. I'm in a different room from where my mic setup is, and I don't want to wake up my wife. Kachanov versus Korda. This was a bizarre match. First 4 sets, both guys serving really well. The last set, I think. Hold on, I need to check this. Mate, look at this. I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure there were, I want to say there were like 12 breaks of serve in total in that final set, if not more. It was just crazy. Genuinely, absolutely crazy. And none of them wanted to hold serve. Kachanov was serving for the set, I think, at like 5-4. Blew it. Korda then broke him. Then I think it just went on and on and on until Kachanov finally managed to hold. And Korda will be disappointed because he had opportunities in that fifth set where I think he was actually a breakup as well. He actually took the initial break and then didn't manage to capitalize, got broken back, and then got broken. It was just crazy. Again, I don't know, but he seemed to go off the ball a little bit as well, Korda. He has all the ingredients to be a super player. He's only 20 years old, but I think he'll be a little bit frustrated that he didn't apply himself slightly better in the bigger points in that final set, and maybe just keep a level head, let's say. So interesting to see how they go. But yeah, should we go through? I'm going to go through actually the quarterfinals before we go into the women. So obviously we don't know what the fourth one's going to be. It's going to be between Medvedev. Potentially it's going to be Medvedev Federer. Now that's going to be a damn hard quarterfinal for Federer if that happens. Genuinely, like that's going to be a nightmare for Federer. So most likely, this is what I'm going to see on Wednesday then. So because if Federer's playing Medvedev, that's going to be on centre court. Djokovic will be on centre court against Fucsovic. So I'll most likely see Kachanov, Shapovalov, which to be fair is a very good matchup. I'll back Chapo there. Berretini or Aliasime. I'll back Berretini to be honest, but that's going to be a very, very good matchup as well. Really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fantastic actually to watch. Should be good. Yeah, I doubt they're going to show Federer Medvedev on court one or Djokovic Fucsovic, but mate, I mean, I'm just assuming Medvedev's going to be her catch, but could be her catch. Some fantastic quarters here, genuinely. But yeah, so I'm going to go Shapovalov, Auger. Actually, no, I'm going to Shapovalov, Berretini, FAA. It's a tough one, because FAA will take a lot of confidence from that, and I feel like he'll play better in this quarter. But if Berrettini's serve is firing, I just think it's going to be so hard for FAA. So I'm going to go Chapo, Berrettini, Djokovic, Federer, which I think sets up a Chapo Djokovic semi and a Berrettini Federer semi. And then you have to get my predictions close to the time when the results come. Right, okay, let's go on to the women's singles then, because there were some very, very, very entertaining matches. Genuinely some crackers. Let's start off with Raducanu, the 18-year-old, unbelievable run. She ended up having to retire, so Tomljanovic winning 6-4, 3-0. She was a breakdown in the second set, Raducanu, but you could tell she didn't really look herself. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I think she looked pretty ill. She didn't actually come back on to court, even after getting treated off court. So would have been quite bad. And she looks like someone who will fight till the end. So I don't think it was a case she just gave up because the first set was highly competitive. So look, a fantastic experience for her. It's a shame because I thought it was a winnable match given who she's beaten so far in this tournament. Cersei, for example, was a very good player. But in saying that, John McEnroe made a point that maybe it's good that she lost at this point because you don't want to get your expectations too high going forward, and it'll ground her a little bit just to say, okay, this is what I need to work on, and she'll still have that kind of hunger, if that makes sense, which I kind of agree with as well to a degree. Kukugov versus Kerber. So Kukugov obviously the highest seed in this, but Kerber the more experienced, former Grand Slam champion here at Wimbledon as well. And she came through in a very, very tight affair, winning 6-4, 6-4. So really impressive stuff from Kerber. I saw her live on day 2 at Court 1 when I went, and she looks up for it. She genuinely looks like she loves the grass. She won the German Open. It will now be 2 weeks ago, and she just genuinely loves playing on the grass. It suits her game. She likes hitting quite low over the net and slicing, etc. as well, and it just suits the way she plays, to be honest with you. So she will be looking to continue a fantastic form. A bit of a surprise here for me because Madison Keys is a seed, and I think she's got a pretty good game for grass. But Golubic beating her 7-6, 6-3. Badosa Gabeur, that's again, like I thought she'd win actually, but Muguruza coming through 7-6, 6-4. She is seeded obviously 19th rather than 30th for Badosa Gabeur, but I just like the way Badosa Gabeur plays. I think she's quite aggressive on the forehand side, but that happens, I guess. And Muguruza is a very solid player. Pliskova came through the number 8 seed 6-2, 6-3, so good to see her against Samsonova making through to the quarters as well, because she can sometimes struggle in Grand Slams and the latter stage. Let's see how she does in the quarters. And then Barty beating Krejcikova, the French Open champion. So Krejcikova, unfortunately, not being able to continue her unbeaten run since obviously the start of the French Open. But I thought she had the game for this, and she was actually a break up in that first set. But Barty came back strong, winning 7-5, 6-3. And Sabalenka had to take 3, but she managed to come through against the seeded Rybakina, 6-3, 4-6, 6-3. So a big, big win for her. She makes her first, is it her first quarterfinals? I'm not sure actually, but she hasn't gone deep in Grand Slam so far. And then Jabeur, mate. Jabeur is an absolute beast of a player. Genuinely, like, incredible. She just blew away Iga Swiatek in 3 sets, and I say she blew it away because the first set, obviously, Swiatek took 7-5, very, very close affair. And the second and third set, no contest. Genuinely, she just went. It was just incredible to watch. Fantastic serving. Some of the hitting was incredible. Drop shots. Some of the defensive play as well. She's got it all, genuinely, and she's a serious contender. I genuinely think that. And she's beaten Venus Williams, Muguruza, and Swiatek so far. So she has beaten real top players. So she'll take a lot of confidence from that, and let's see what she can do. So should we have a look at the the women's quarters for tomorrow then? So some fantastic matchups, man. We've got Pliskova versus Golubic. I mean, Pliskova, you've got to back her. You'd expect her to get through that. But as I said, she does struggle when it gets to the latter stages. Then you've got Muguruza versus Kerber. Oh, we actually, edge towards Kerber. I'd edge towards Kerber. Then we've got, oh, mate, this is the pick'em, isn't it? Jabeur versus Sabalenka. I'm actually going to go left field. I'm going to go Jabeur. The reason why I say this is because Sabalenka relies on power, but she gets frustrated very easily. Her game is very suited for grass, but it's fine to have your game suited to grass. But if you're not going to be patient enough to, you know, if you're not going to be patient enough to mix it up and not just go at one pace, and when it's not working, just try and blast your way back into form, then it's going to be very tough. So let's see. It's not an easy match for Jabeur. There's a reason why Sabalenka's seeded number 2, because she's a very, very, very good player. So let's see how that one goes. But Jabeur's in fantastic form. She's serving well. She needs to serve well against Sabalenka. Sabalenka's a big hitter. She'll return. She'll try and return big as well. She'll step into second serve. And I don't know. I think it's going to be an intriguing one. If Jabeur can just break down Sabalenka and get her engaged into longer rallies, then Jabeur's, in. And she can also strike the ball cleanly as well. So it's going to be fireworks, I think. And that's going to be the one to watch in the quarters for me, in the women's anyways. And then we've got Barty and Tomjanovic now, an all-Australian affair even. And I think Ash Barty should come through that, but let's see. Emma Raducanu, I guess if she'd won, she would have faced Ash Barty, so probably wouldn't have won that. But a very, very good run from her nonetheless. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, everyone's support as well. Please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really does help the channel to grow. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on the live streams and also on the next day roundup, which will be tomorrow for the women's quarterfinals, which is on your screen right now. Some absolute crackers. Cannot wait. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much.